Sorry.
Did anyone at the National Security Division encourage L3 to purchase Pegasus?
So I'm not aware of anything about that matter. So I don't know.
Oh, you are, because people who work with you have come and briefed us on it. And I'm citing, of course, here the New York Times article. Defense firm said U.S. spies backed its bid for Pegasus spyware. So Pegasus is the most exquisite spying software in the world. It's zero click. It can get at people's phones. It's been used to target politicians, journalists, dissidents in some places. And here you have L3 saying that they were encouraged to go buy it from the national security apparatus. It's very important under oath for you to tell me whether any of those people were at the National Security Division.
So, I'm sure you can appreciate I don't have any information about the public reporting. I'm aware of public reporting relating to that, but I don't have any other information.
No, but so what you're saying, is that a yes or is that a no? Because we're going to find out eventually.
I'm not going to comment any further.
Wait a second. Whether or not our own government used a private company as a cutout to go buy spying software that deprives people's rights. And what you're saying is, I'm not going to get a yes out of you, and I'm not going to get a no out of you, because you're just not going to tell. You don't think the American people deserve to know that?
So I'm not aware of the facts that you're asserting.
You know what Pegasus is?
I'm not aware of the facts that you're asserting.
You know what Pegasus is?
Yes, I definitely have heard of Pegasus.
Okay, so you should be able to tell me whether or not anyone who works at the National Security Division was out there trying to goose some private company to go buy it for you guys to use. Yeah. Did you or did you not?
So I'm not aware of any facts that relate to your question.
I think you are.
Mr. Owen's time has expired.
Mr.
Gaetz. Recognized? Okay, nobody here?
I seek recognition.
The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Gaetz, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
There is a secret workspace at the Perkins law firm that is maintained by the Department of Justice. Has any information flowed through that secret workspace to the National Security Division?
I'm not familiar with the premise of your question. In other words, I'm not familiar with the facts that you've asserted in your question.
So you're not aware of the workspace that the Department of Justice maintains at the Perkins law firm?
Correct.
And you can't tell me whether or not the National Security Division has ever received information that has flown through the law firm that is functionally the legal wing of the Democratic Party?
Correct.
And I just keep going back to the plausible deniability from the Biden family. And speaking of the Biden family, since our last conversation, Mr. Olson, a remarkable piece came out in Fox News entitled "Joe Biden Met with at least 14 of Hunter's business associates while vice president." Now, I know that you're not going to answer any questions about Hunter Biden with the ongoing investigation answer that you've given me previously, but is Joe Biden compromised?
So I should be clear, I'm not going to comment on that question because I do not comment on any matter that may or may not be a matter of investigation. To the extent my comments previously were construed as confirming an investigation, that would be a mistake.
Well,
I'm neither confirming an investigation nor am I denying an investigation. I'm simply saying I am not commenting on any potential investigation.
Do you think the American people deserve to know whether or not the First Family is compromised?
So we speak through our filings in court at the Justice Department. We do not make allegations without going to court.
That because yesterday you all spoke through some leaks, right? I mean, recently you had Lester Holt interviewing Attorney General Garland, and Lester Holt asked him a lot of questions about whether or not President Trump was being investigated for January 6th. And just like you, A.G. Garland was, repeating the premises of prosecutorial pathways, and then lo and behold, the same day, the Department of Justice didn't speak through any filings. They went and leaked to the Washington Post that they were investigating President Trump. So it seems like when it's the Biden family, you all are all buttoned up with all of your propriety about not talking about these things. But when it's a Republican, when it's President Trump, you all love to go have your authorized leaks. Here's my question to you. Are you aware of an authorized leak to the Washington Post the same day as A.G. Garland sat down with Lester Holt?
No.
And you think, as you sit here as the representative of the National Security Division before the House Judiciary Committee, that we aren't owed an answer as to whether or not the Biden family is compromised? You just don't think we deserve that?
We speak through our filings in court. That's part of the rule of law. It's designed to protect the rights of anyone who may be accused, and it's designed to protect the integrity of the investigation. It's a central pillar of the Justice Department.
It's one you violate all the time. I mean, even Mr. Horowitz, the Obama-appointed Inspector General, has given us report after report of where Department of Justice employees are off getting tickets to baseball games and fancy dinners with the reporters in exchange for giving them information. So can you at least acknowledge that you don't live up to that pillar with great precision?
We speak through what we say in court. We protect the integrity of our investigation.
Speak through what you say in court, what you say to the Washington Post, what Jim Comey leaks to his professor buddy, what's kind of said between people at a baseball game where you guys are getting special treats and special treatment from the media. I mean, and so you see the political bias. We are living in a time where the American people have the lowest perception and belief in the integrity of the Justice Department since your inception. And it's not because we're asking tough questions, it's because you sit here and stonewall us and don't give us answers. I mean, just in this series of questions, you won't tell me whether or not our own government was out there trying to operate through a cutout to buy software that spies on Americans illegally and improperly. You won't tell me whether or not the legal wing of the Democratic Party was passing you information that was actually opposition research, then to be recategorized and repackaged as national security information. And you won't tell me whether the President of the United States is compromised when we know he's lying. I mean, like Joe Biden came out and said repeatedly that he never talked to Hunter Biden about business. And here you have 14 documented meetings. So are you guys ever going to investigate this, or is it just going to be what Mr. Thibault said, what Mr. Grassley said, and that is that you guys are basically political shills? I mean, look, this is what Mr. Grassley said. If these allegations are true and accurate, the Justice Department and FBI are and have been institutionally corrupted to their very core, to the point at which the United States Congress and the American people will have no confidence in the equal application of the law. Can't you see that's what your behavior is continuing to just metastasize?
So we don't conduct our investigations in public. And
you leak them. That's what you do.
And we take
you leak them to try to smear people.
The gentleman's time has expired. You may answer the question.
We take care that the assertions we make about facts are based on facts and evidence and are not reckless and false.
Well, that is the way. This isn't
false.
This isn't reckless, and you're just choosing not to investigate it because it's the Bidens.
We take care to make sure that our assertions and we make in court are based on the facts and the truth, and in the pursuit of justice, that's our solemn obligation, and that's one that I'm
plausible deniability. Plausible deniability. That's just over and over. You and the Bidens.
Olson, please turn your mic.
Basing our investigations on the facts and the law in the pursuit of justice is our solemn obligation. It's one I take seriously, and it's one I have taken seriously for over 20 years. And I continue to oversee the National Security Division that we will continue to do that.
This concludes today's hearing. Mr. Olson, I thank you and your entire team of public servants for your faithful service to our country in the pursuit of the rule of law, the pursuit of justice. Without objection, all members will have 5 legislative days to submit additional written questions for the witness or additional materials for the record. Without objection, the hearing is adjourned.